Germany. In a camp for displaced persons, the last survivors of a great Asian people find a temporary refuge. These are Kalmyks. Their ancestors migrated from the Alta mountains of Asia to the plains of southern Russia, where for centuries they lived as peaceful herdsmen. Now they are homeless, dispossessed by the Soviets. These, the last 600, fled to Western Europe. The thousands who remained in Russia, dispersed, liquidated, whereabouts unknown. For these people, there is no way back, and until some nation offers them a home, no way forward. Until now, each hope of a home has brought fresh disappointment in its wake. But when they have almost ceased to hope, they learn that the United States has opened its doors to them. Once more, the Kalmyks have a future, but the past will never be forgotten. They will always treasure the heritage that is Asia. For the old, hope is not easily revived. There are some scars that never heal, some nightmares that even dawn cannot erase. Going to America will not bring back the dead. So begins a new migration for these descendants of the golden hordes of Genghis Khan, who seek not conquest, but a haven and a home. To eyes accustomed to broad rolling plains, such a city seems enormous. New York, where they will learn at last something of what the future holds in store. Three Kalmyk leaders and an American Christian minister charting a course together. This is their new horizon. This land is theirs. With the help of neighbors, they stake out the boundaries of a new life, lay the foundations of an independent Kalmyk community with their own labor and with money borrowed from Church World Service, an American religious group. Borrowed, for the Kalmyks, ever a proud people, have pledged that they will repay every dollar of the cost. And today, all but a small fraction has been paid. As the work progresses month by month, and their goal becomes visible reality, they decide to give their home a name. In Oryat, language of their ancestors, they call it Arashi Gembi Ling, hope for the future. The beginning of a new day. For the children born during the years of exile, continuance of a familiar ritual. They hear their mother's voice summoning them to breakfast. In the bright new kitchen, 3 generations of Kalmyks. Grandmother, mother, and children. Larded tea, the traditional beverage, goes well with their favorite American cookie. And to adaptable youngsters, the combination seems in no way unusual. For the women, after so many uncertain years, the days at last fall into a predictable, peaceful pattern. Each weekday, seldom early, seldom late, the school bus comes to pick up its youthful passengers. This evening, on its faithful round, the same bus will bring their children safely home. The local shopping center, just half a mile away. Their children off to school, their men off to work, the Kalmyk women, singly or in groups, begin their daily shopping. No longer do the Kalmyks eat food cooked in a common kitchen. Each woman, selecting the ingredients of her family's dinner, does so with a quiet pride. Now, once more, she wears all the garments of a wife. She has meals to plan, a family's tastes to please, a home to make. Meanwhile, the children arrive at school. For the first time in their lives, their world is one they can rely upon. Their schoolmates, their classroom, their teacher, lessons to learn.
House, and the March Hare and the Hatter were having tea at it.
Games to play. For their elders, patterns of work. These Kalmyks have jobs in a fish processing plant. Some work on nearby farms. Some are business executives. This Kalmyk, a skilled and highly paid machinist, tends a power loom in a carpet factory. Sheep raising, traditional occupation of the Kalmyks. As independent ranchers, these brothers have prospered. To discuss the progress they are making in this new country and to resolve whatever problems have arisen, from time to time, the Kalmyk leaders meet with the leaders of the groups instrumental in bringing them to America. The chairman, a Christian minister. To open the meeting, a Buddhist prayer. The Americans are here to listen as the Kalmyk leaders take the floor. Finding it simpler to speak their native tongue, they present the issues frankly. The disposition of community funds, the repayment, almost complete by now, of the money loaned by Church World Service, the education of the young in the ancient Kalmyk ways, a report on a new Kalmyk settlement in the nearby city of Philadelphia. The interpreter, herself a refugee from Soviet communism, translates from Russian into English the sometimes conflicting opinions of free men. In Philadelphia, where a group of Kalmyks has recently settled, a community center maintained by the Quakers. Here, a clinic affords free medical care to residents of the neighborhood, young and old, of all races and creeds. The first to arrive receive attention. Others wait their turn. Steps are taken to prevent as well as cure disease. In a few seconds, an X-ray examination of the heart and lungs, and a mother reunited with her child. Next door, a recreation center where a Kalmyks celebration is in progress. The last descendants of the golden hordes of Genghis Khan, watching a dance their ancestors once watched on the endless steppes of Russia. This young Kalmyk is to be trained to carry on the faith of his people. A guarantee that future generations born in America will never forget their Asian heritage. A roof painted the sacred color yellow, and a traditional Buddhist symbol over the door. A temple of Buddha, where the Kalmyks follow teachings older by 2,000 years than the nation which they have made their home. Their priests still chant the ancient rituals. Their altar offers up new symbols of their gratitude. Buddhism, the religion of truth and justice, the religion of the Kalmyks. With solemnity and joy, they follow still their master's gentle teachings, mercy and forgiveness, nobility in conscience and in conduct, peace to all living things, brotherhood among the peoples of the world. Of suffering, freed of uncertainty and fear, the Kalmyks find a haven, peaceful, permanent, secure. Kalmyks find a home.